Good evening, everyone. A bit of a late one tonight and a bit of a random one. Hi, Anthony. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Kid Mambo, good evening. Where are you, mate? There you are. Evening, Thorpe. Hope you're well, pal. I am very well indeed. Thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. Thorpe. Chris. Jordan, good evening. Hi, Joel. Good evening, mate. Right, let's get into it. We'll give it a few seconds for everyone to pile in. 280 watching straight away off the bat. Hi, Cheryl. Good evening to you all. So, Channel 4 have been at it tonight, haven't they? We're going to discuss that. I wasn't actually going to do anything tonight, but I wanted to do this, a bit of an emergency live, after watching Channel 4's hit piece on auditors. Now, this isn't in defence of any auditor in particular or any group of auditors. I have never met any of the auditors that are featured on that programme tonight. I watched their channels, I have seen their videos, I've seen their content, and it doesn't really matter what I think of auditors in general, what I think of what they do, how they do it. That's not really the point. The point is Channel 4's attack on freedom of speech and the hypocrisy of Channel 4, which is just immense. It's unbelievable. The bloody barefaced cheek of Channel 4 to do what they've done tonight is unreal, especially in the way in which they've done it. Now, there is good and there is bad when it comes to auditing. I believe that all YouTubers have a duty of responsibility of care to their audience. I think you should always try and keep it in my mind that when I'm talking to people live online or in an ordinary video, I'm always aware that some nutcase could be listening, and whilst you can't compensate for those people, you can't take those people into too much consideration. They'll do what they do regardless of what you say as a YouTuber or an influencer, if you want to call it that word. You should be mindful of what you're putting into people's heads. Now, I did one visit to a migrant hotel almost a couple of years ago now, and it wasn't for me. I didn't feel that it was particularly I wasn't particularly comfortable with it, but I believe that auditors do a bloody good job in general. I put a comment up on Channel 4's video, which by the time I'd finished watching it, it had been up for a couple of hours and it had just over 1,000 views, which is shocking. I mean, it is shocking for a mainstream television company to have had 1,000 views on a video like that after just a couple of hours. It's like, they're not doing very well, are they? And is that part of the problem? So the comment that I put up on Channel 4's YouTube channel read, Channel 4, hard left activists posing as journalists whilst hiding the truth. Auditors, ordinary people doing real journalism, showing the truth. The public will decide. This was never about race, in which they tried to make it all about race, which of course fits their horrible narrative. Krista says, first I've heard of it, no mainstream media in our house, but that's a good decision. Kelv, wake up. Carl Williams, good evening, Carl. Evening, Paul, and the chat. Yorkshire Neil, I never watch mainstream shows. Why should I? Or why would I? Yeah, exactly. Paul, can you comment on the situation with Advance UK? At the moment, Mark, I believe I can't, unfortunately. I'm waiting for some news, but if I get that before the end of the show, I will do so. Joel Wainwright, Paul, with all the raise the flag and the TR event, do you think the UK is now wide awake? No, absolutely not. I'm afraid, Joel. We are getting there. We are making big strides. People are slowly but surely waking up, and they're waking up at a faster rate of knots than they were previously, but it's not fast enough, unfortunately, because there is still a lot of people that only watch the mainstream media, believe it or not. Their ratings are down, aren't they just? But here's the big one, right, guys? Here is the big one. Craig, thank you very much. Thank you for becoming a member. I really appreciate that, mate. Here's the real big one. We got to you remember the other day in a video I said it's always about money with these people, right? And as they got to the end of their rather rotten show, they started to talk about how much money these guys are earning. And then it got even more sinister. You know, there's Channel 4, right? This is the hypocrisy. Channel 4 are moaning about people earning money off the back of advertisers. Really? Isn't that exactly how Channel 4 earn their money, through advertisers and sponsors? So they're moaning about something else doing exactly what they do themselves, exactly. And then it gets even more sinister. Then it gets even so sinister that I could hardly believe my eyes. And it was the end of the video that actually prompted me to do this live stream tonight, because I really wasn't going to, I hadn't planned it. I hadn't planned to do a live stream tonight. But the end of their show, if that's what you want to call it, the end of their report, where not only did they attack what these people earn, like it's any of their goddamn frigging business, right? I mean, do we go digging into the accounts of Channel 4 to see what they're earning? Do we worry about what their presenters are earning? Presenters, left-wing activists. Do we worry about what their hard left-wing activists posing as journalists earn? Do we bother ourselves with that? Do we, you know, start digging out their salaries and putting them up on YouTube? No, we don't. Why? Because it's none of our business. We're not bothered. They do what they do. We do what we do. But this is the best bit. Not only did they do that, not only did they start digging out what people might be earning, they started going after their advertisers on YouTube. And they went after YouTube and got a flea in their ear when YouTube told them that no guidelines have been broken. In other words, Channel 4 were after getting these channels banned. Yes, that's what they were after. They were after getting it in the hope that these channels will be removed and banned from YouTube, taking away people's livings, their livelihoods, and food out of the families of these people that make their living on YouTube. So the hypocrisy is just stark and unbelievable. Yes, they went after these people's finances, and then they went after the advertisers. They have contacted EasyJet, they contacted Boots, and another company who I can't remember, in a clear attempt to close these people down, to stop their funding, to stop their finance, to stop these people from earning a living. That is what hard left activists do. They go after your finance. They go after your income. They go after your sponsors. Why do you think I don't have any sponsors on my channel? Why do you think I have no sponsors anymore? None. Not a single one sponsor do I have on my channel. And you know why? Because every single potential sponsor that would like to sponsor me knows damn well the moment I mention their name, the left will be on them with a hammer blow, leaving fake Google reviews, doing this, doing that. You know the dirty tricks that these odious people play. Linda says AY Audits is live. Yeah, AY Audits is one of the guys that featured in the report. The left are in desperate mode. Yeah, they are, but the trouble is they're also very dangerous. Lee, thank you. Best idea you had, Paul, moving to Spain. I'm glad you protected yourself. The people need your channel. Thank you very much, mate. I think if I'd have stayed at home, this channel would not be here right now. Yeah, Channel 4, hardly groundbreaking. Yeah, I mean, all this is a horrible, dirty, smelly, nasty campaign to attack anyone that doesn't follow Channel 4's hard left-wing narrative. That is what they do, and we got to expect it. Look, this is what they do. This is what these TV companies do. This is what the mainstream are doing. They are running scared because I've got news for Channel 4. And you know that someone from Channel 4 is going to watch this. Well, if you are, I've got news for you. It's all done for you guys. The cat is out of the bag. Every single person out there now these days knows what you're up to. We know your agenda. You've been sussed. You're not even making a good job of hiding it anymore. In fact, I don't even believe you want to hide it. You don't care. But we all know what you're up to. You are not journalists. The country, you can call yourselves what you like, and you can carry whatever card you like that is recognised by the police and by the authorities and by the local councils and whatever. You can have whatever union card you want to carry. We call bullshit. It means jack to us. Absolutely nothing. Nobody believes you anymore. Nobody trusts you anymore. Nobody is watching anymore. And the ones that are watching tonight, like myself, we're not listening to you. We're laughing at you because you have become an absolute joke. Now, look, I will say one or two things because I think it's always important that you balance any argument with balance. You have to try and be balanced. I think one of the things that I hope people like about my channel, Olga is a new member as well. Thank you, Olga. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. The balance is this. Mark, is it worth watching? In all honesty, Mark, no. I would say it's not worth watching. I would say that if I was going to have anything bad to say about auditors in general, I do think there are times when, if it was me, if I was there doing the auditing, there are times when I would turn my camera away and there are times when I would turn it off for various reasons. Bearing in mind that sometimes you can get people into trouble by having their face on a camera. And there are other times when I believe that you could potentially, the word incite is not the word I'm looking for. That's definitely not the word I'm looking for. But you may not necessarily be best serving to calm a situation down. But I'm an older guy. I'm a mature guy. You know, I mean, not all these auditors. Most of them are like half my age or even younger. And with that youth, obviously, you know, you're not necessarily going to be. You're not necessarily going to have that older head on your shoulders where you think, actually, perhaps this is better not being shown, or is this really going to benefit my viewers? Now, even if they are doing it just for money, even if they're doing it just for clicks, even if they're just there to capture whatever they can, and to hell with the rest of it, right? That is their right. I was going to say it's a free country. It's not, is it? We know that now. But as far as filming in public is concerned, that is their right. And when they go to these hotels, I believe in the vast majority of cases, they are revealing things that the public otherwise would not see. And from a journalistic viewpoint, that has to be a good thing. Why is it that when an ordinary working class lad goes to a hotel and does an audit, he's a far right pain in the arse? When a company like Channel 4 does it, it's journalism. Work it out for yourselves. Work it out for yourselves. Let's dive into the chat. Phil says, have not watched TV in years. Do you know what? I hardly ever watch TV. Charlie wasn't in the show, funnily enough. I'm in the hope that Paul can get together with others and create a new news channel. We kind of, well, talking about that, Yorkshire Neil, I have set up not a new channel. I have set up a new show. There's only been 2 episodes. It's called There's Only One Effing Freedom. And it's a new kind of format. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Linda, no problem at all. Going back with AY Audits to see what he's saying. And yeah, I don't blame you. You can see what's being said. Hi from the Netherlands. Which channel tried to trick Tommy? That was, oh, blimey. Panorama, wasn't it? Censorship. Yeah, absolutely. Alex Belfield was taken down. Yeah. Fascism and communism, both deaf. Channel 4, Lefty News, yeah. Yeah, free advertising for AY, absolutely. I mean, they've done him a favour, haven't they, in many respects. What they were hoping, I think, was to get him cancelled. That is always the aim, to get him cancelled. Let me put up my response to Channel 4 on their YouTube again. Channel 4, I left a message saying, Channel 4, hard left activists posing as journalists whilst hiding the truth. Auditors, ordinary people doing real journalism, showing the truth. The public will decide. This was never about race, and it isn't about race, yet they tried to turn it into being about race, which is disgusting. It's dividing, it's division, it's deliberate, and I don't think it's very clever. I think it's dangerous. Now, there was one individual that was shown during that that report, and I didn't have a chance to see the leaflet or read the leaflet, but it was going on about something about saving the white race. I mean, look, we don't want to get into that sort of stuff, right? Because it isn't about race. But again, as long as what he's doing is legal, it's not really any of Channel 4's business, is it? I mean, were they there whinging and whining about Black Lives Matter? No, they weren't. They were there supporting it. So again, it's them that are causing the division. I don't want to talk about black and white. I'm not interested in black and white, but they are. They're the ones that are talking about it. They're the ones that talk it up. It's absolutely crazy. But as I said, the bottom line is they went after the money and they went after the advertisers. Channel 4, of all people, a channel that lives by its sponsors. Now, here's another one, Channel 4, if you're watching. Got a little challenge for you. Got a little idea. We might see how it works out for you. You went after the auditors' sponsors and not sponsors, sorry, you went after the auditors, advertisers tonight. You went after Boots, you went after EasyJet. Both companies choose to advertise on YouTube. What do you want them to stop doing that now? You expect Boots and EasyJet now to stop advertising with YouTube? Are you going to demand that? Otherwise, you're going to out them as supporting far-right people. This is disgusting. Absolutely vile. But the game we could play, Channel 4, if you wanted to, is that we could get together, all us YouTubers, us far-right YouTubers, we could all get together and we could decide to start approaching your sponsors and your advertisers and making a bloody nuisance of ourselves with them and asking them, why are they advertising with a hard left TV station that doesn't report the truth and has ignored and has pretty much ignored the plight of grooming gangs, the plight of the victims? I mean, is that the game you want to play? Is that the challenge that you're setting social media? Because let me tell you something, Channel 4, if you want to go to war with YouTubers, auditors, TikTokers, people that use Instagram, it's not going to end well for you. It's not going to end well for you. And you may well succeed along the way of knocking one or two of us off of their perches. You may get rid of one YouTuber. You may get rid of the odd auditor. But for every auditor you get rid of, and we find that you're responsible for it, another 5 will be born. This is the message, Channel 4. It's all over for you. It's all over for all of the mainstream media, the BBC, ITV, Channel 4. Enjoy your jobs while you have them, because it ain't going to last much longer. Nobody watches your bullshit anymore. Nobody's interested. Nobody believes you. You have no credibility amongst the populace. You're all in your little bubble. I know exactly how it works for these companies. At the end of the day, you all go round to the pub in Canary Wharf or wherever you're based, and you'll stand there with all your little lefty mates, and you'll all pat each other on the back and talk about the day and slag a few people off and go home in the insular knowledge, or the insular belief, I should say, that you're doing a good job and that you're a real professional, when in fact you are a joke. You have no credibility left. It is all gone. 1,688 people watching late on a Wednesday evening. Or it's late for me anyway. It's nearly 11 o'clock for me. Guys, whilst you're here, do me a favour, will you please? Give me an upvote if you wouldn't mind. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. But what really angst me over this tonight, what really pissed me off, if I'm honest, excuse me while I have a little sip, was the fact that not only did they skewed the report. There was no positivity in there whatsoever. There was no balance whatsoever. I mean, not that you expect balance from these people. We know what they are, right? But you'd think they'd try and disguise it with a little bit of balance just to make themselves look like they're trying to do a good job. That annoyed me, but we're used to it. But when they started talking about how much these people have got the balls to earn, right? That's when my back started to go up, because firstly, as I've already said, it's none of their goddamn business. But more importantly, and this is where it really starts to stink, is that they're moaning about these people earning money in the same way in which they earn their money themselves. So what they're really saying, what Channel 4 are really saying, it's okay to be a reporter as long as you're reporting on what we agree with. And if we don't agree with it, we're going to come after you, and we're going to go after your income, and we're going to go after your sponsors. Well, I tell you what, Channel 4, We might go after yours. How about that? Now, I don't watch Channel 4, but it will take me about an hour to see who is advertising on your screens. Is that what you want us to do? Do you want all of us YouTubers to get together with a combined viewership of about 10 to 15 million people across this country, which is more views than you're probably getting in a month these days? So if you want us to if you want to set us that challenge, Channel 4, we're happy to do that. Well, I'm sure the boys and girls will be happy to take up your challenge of playing you at your own game. Is that what you'd like? It's not something that I would enjoy doing, and I'll tell you why. Because all of these companies pay to advertise their businesses. They don't expect left-wing television companies and presenters to decide who they can and can't put their product in front of. What you're actually saying, Channel 4, is that this person doesn't deserve to see an advert from Boots. This person doesn't deserve or shouldn't be seeing an advert from EasyJet because his political views don't align with our narrative. That's communism, that's fascism, that's every dirty trick that you can think of. This isn't really, for me at least, it isn't really about politics. It's about decency. It's about fairness. Now, I have no time for the hard left of politics whatsoever, but do I believe they should be able to see adverts from different companies? Of course, why not? They're human beings. They live, breathe, eat, sleep, drink. They do all the things that we do. They go on holiday. They buy cars. Would I want to stop people on the left of politics from seeing those adverts? Why would I want to do that? What business of it is it of mine? Why would we want to stop people from seeing adverts from companies? Why would we do that? Why? It's sick. It's sick, it's vindictive, and it's plain wrong. But that's exactly what Channel 4 did tonight. And they made a crafty deal of it at the end of the show, talking about these guys' incomes. Like I said, like it's any of their goddamn business. What does it matter to them? And then they started naming and shaming, wink, wink, the companies that didn't even know that their adverts were running on YouTube. Didn't even know. YouTube decide where the adverts go, not Boots or EasyJet. So now you've got some poor soul at Boots, some poor soul at EasyJet that have now got a couple of days' work in front of them trying to speak to Google to make sure that their adverts are pulled from any of the auditors' videos, because otherwise the hard left's going to come after them, and that is what they do. Unbelievable. And that is why I had to do a quick live stream tonight. To think Channel 4 was quite good when it was first on the scene. Yeah, many years ago now. George, good evening, my friend. George Williams, Clacton-on-Sea, Town Hall protest Friday, 7 p.m. Well done. Troy, it's been 15 years since I stopped watching the evil BBC. Oh, talking about the BBC, let me see if I've still got this. Let me have a little look. I got an email or a text message earlier on from, can I find it? From the BBC saying, we are going to visit your house because you haven't paid the licence fee. A home visit has been authorised from the Gestapo of the BBC. And I emailed them back for the third time. I've messaged them back and said, FFS, I told you 6 months ago I don't live in the UK anymore. Leave me alone. 3 times I've had to email them to tell them that I won't be paying the BBC licence because I don't even live in the UK, and even if I did, I wouldn't pay it. But stop hassling me. So they're even trying to chase me for my BBC licence fee when I don't even live in the UK anymore. Got what Sky got all the football on. Get yourself a stick or something, mate, if you have to. You don't want to be watching Sky. My mum is watching the Trump show on Channel 4 and she's burning my head out. I've told her I will show her the alternative perspective after it's finished. White Noise, Paranormal UK. Sorry, I'm going through these chats. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate that, mate. Unite the Kingdom. Appreciate that. Jackie, thank you so much. Paul, things are hotting up. I'm frit to death. What's going on? I can see a terror attack organised by the establishment. F's sake, Trump help us. He can see what's going on. I mean, look, Jackie, you know, he's getting dog's abuse again, isn't he, in the media? But Trump is saying most of the things that, you know, a lot of it is hard to argue with, isn't it? Europe is in a real mess. I mean, look at Paris today, France, Italy, what's going on in Italy. I mean, look, I'm not a politician. You know, I wasn't blessed or born with a super brain or super duper intelligence. Just a feeling for what's going on and for what other people are feeling. Just like most of you guys, just a regular person, right? But isn't it plain to see now, not just in the UK, but right across Europe and into countries like Australia and Canada, that this experiment, this mass immigration has not worked. It has not worked. The populace, the populations that were living there previously are not happy with it. And, you know, this isn't about foreigners as such, is it? This isn't about foreigners. It's about culture. It's about the people that have come to live in those countries. It's their cultures, the clash of cultures that is causing the problem. The answer to it, I think this is where we're going to get into sort of something a little bit heavier. I think the answer is this. The only people that can solve this or make this issue better are the immigrants themselves, the people that have come to these countries, the people that have settled in Italy, in France, in the UK, in Germany, for example. Instead of the existing indigenous populations bending over backwards to prove how accepting they are, it's down to the people coming in to prove to the existing population how willing they are to fit into their ways. And I will give you a perfect example of myself. I've come to Spain to live for now, and I bend over backwards in every possible way whenever I'm in the company of Spanish people, or whether I'm in the company of a police officer or whoever. If I come across the police officer, I go out of my way to try and show them that I am very respectful of the fact that I am in their country. Someone mentioned Spanish politics to me today, and I went, whoa, hold on a minute. It's nothing to do with me. Nothing whatsoever. Even though I live here, Spanish politics is none of my goddamn business. And that's the end of it. Spanish politics belongs to the Spanish people, and I will go along with whatever they decide. Whatever they decide is good for me because it's their choice. I'm not here to try and change my little area into another part of the UK or to instill my beliefs into them. It's for me to accept their beliefs. So I believe that if people coming to these countries, France, Germany, Britain, etc., were to put in as much effort as people like myself put in to try and integrate into their new society, then we wouldn't have the issues that we're having. But unfortunately, that's not the way it's working out for a lot of people, is it? In a lot of areas. How many of you guys watched my Charlie Kirk video earlier on? If you haven't seen it, please have a look, because I go into the one question that I have about that incident that's nagging on my mind, and I try and explain it in layman's terms, because a lot of people in the UK don't understand or aren't particularly aware of how firearms and ammunition can work. So be really interested to hear your thoughts on that. As I said already, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so. Really appreciate that. Let me get back into the chat. Dark Side Cider AB is the best. I'll tell you what I like DP Audits. All right, how you doing? Oh, Wesley. I like Wesley Winter. I think Wesley's good. Paul, you featured on one of my videos, but I did ask you first. Thank you very much. No problem whatsoever. Thank you for that. I'll have to have a look. If I haven't already seen it, I might have already seen it. Can't remember. Nice shirt, Paul. Where'd you get that one? Do you know what? All this stuff, right? I bought all my clothes from the UK, and I've not worn any of them. All I've done since I've been here is buy this light cotton stuff, which is actually really cheap, but the temperature has dropped here significantly. It's the first night. Tonight is the first night that I've actually, when I went out earlier on, I put a jacket on. It's the first night since April. Yeah, George again, another reminder. Clacton Town Hall protest every Friday, 7 p.m. Your country needs you. Something else I want to talk about very briefly as well. Robert, Channel 4 would never tell us they do. Yeah, exactly. This is the thing with Channel 4. Look, people watch TV to find out the truth, right? That's the bottom line. They watch news and they watch all these bits and pieces because they want to find out the truth. If they're not getting the truth, they'll go elsewhere, won't they? And that is what's happened. That is why social media is on the rise and mainstream media is on its way out, because people want the truth and they don't feel that they're getting it from the mainstream media. I mean, if you're unfortunate enough to have to suffer the BBC or Channel 4 or ITV, Good Morning Britain and all that absolute guff, it's not going to take you very long to suss out that you're being gaslit, that you're having the wool pulled over your eyes. And I think one of the reasons that the population is so angry with the mainstream media and is fighting back and pushing back against the mainstream media is because a lot of people now have actually realised that they've been being lied to for a very long time and they're not very pleased about it. Now, for those of us that have been awake for a little while longer, it hasn't come as much of a surprise to us. It's not such a shock, is it? But I've got members of my own family who have been habitual mainstream media viewers for 30, 40, 50 years in some cases, but have just recently, in the last few months, have realised that they have been lied to. And they ain't watching anymore. They're turning to independent journalists. Now, here's the thing. Here's another thing that Channel 4 and all the rest of them might want to consider. You're hanging on by the skin of your teeth, aren't you? Let's be honest. You're hanging on by the skin of your teeth when it comes to viewing figures, when it comes to revenue, when it comes to sponsors, advertisers. All these people now are deserting you and putting their advertising budgets with places like YouTube because they're getting the results that your viewers don't supply anymore because you haven't got enough of them. But here's the bad news for them, which they probably have thought about, but if they haven't, I'm just about to tell them, is that your viewership is dying off. The older your audience, the fewer of them there are as each day goes by, because the mainstream media's audience, those of us that have grown up with Auntie Beeb and are still living back in the 60s, 70s, 80s and early 90s, before it started to go completely Pete Tong, those viewers are dying off and they're not being replenished. They're not being replaced because you're shit at what you do. That's the bottom line. And the younger generation, the younger viewers, and even people of our age and older, and even they are now turning to social media and independent journalism because they feel it's more exciting, it's more groundbreaking, it's truthful, it's more interesting, it's everything that the mainstream media isn't. The only thing that the mainstream media will always have over independent journalists, and I guess that will probably change over time, but the only thing they have over us is production. That's all they have over us, production. They can produce a jolly good show because they have a team working on each production. The cameras they're using are, obviously very expensive. The sound is always top notch, and it looks professional. And when something looks professional, like any con man, if you go in looking professional, you can snare your victim, can't you? And that is how the mainstream media works. They are basically, I'm talking about all the mainstream media these days, they're con men, they're communists. But they do it very well because they've got the production teams, they've got the audio, they've got the professionalism. So people are still foolish enough to believe in their snake oil. AB wasn't in it, no. Yeah, Lady Cat Blue, Sky News tricked Tommy too. He did an interview and they clipped it to suit their agenda. Of course they are. Of course, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. No, he wasn't in it. Sylvia's son, only one effing freedom is on this channel, I think. It is indeed, Sylvia. That is my new show, a slightly new format, if you like. It's a slightly new format where I will go into social media, have a little look at what's going on, and, some of the more interesting videos. I'll show you those videos. I'll make a comment about it and invite you guys to see what you think, if you agree, if you don't agree. Or I might delve into things like, as I did today, the Charlie Kirk issue. It was only AY audits, and there was another auditor featured as well, I think. It's our country. It certainly is. Can we afford to speak out about this Stasi government? I mean, they're on a mission at the moment, aren't they? Yeah, they're on a mission. Jimbo, thank you. Paul, I'm so scared getting on about what's happening in the UK and Europe. Thank you so much for everything you do. Jimbo, I appreciate that, mate. Look, I'm not sure that, I do too much, but what I do is, as much as anything, I get it off my bloody chest. It's probably for me more than it is for you. I mean, it gets this off my chest because it winds me up something wrong. And, again, I get a bit of stick for being out here, but the reason that I get so wound up is I said it in a video the other day, in a question and answers video. I cannot stop thinking about our forefathers who gave their lives for our country, and their memories are now being spat upon, and that just cracks me up. It breaks my heart. Chuck is a new member. Thank you, Chuck. Really appreciate that. Jackie Lee, your video on guns today was really interesting. Thank you, Jackie. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit drawn out because when you're addressing people that don't understand guns, if you don't see, a lot of people just think a gun is a gun and a bullet's a bullet, but it's not. It really isn't. It is so complex and actually really interesting. But if you explain it to people properly, it becomes, I mean, someone messaged me earlier on actually and said that was one of the best videos I'd ever seen because they never understood that different bullets do different things, etc., etc. So I'm glad that I've been able to educate some people. As I say, it was very much in the layman's format. One mistake I did make tonight, Danny was live at the same time. I messaged him. I said, Danny, do you want to come on the live? And he said, I'm on the live now as I speak. So if you haven't already subscribed to Danny, please do so. I'm subscribed to Danny, but never get the bloody notifications. Mr. Payne, so sad to see Channel 4 going this way. I'm off to unsubscribe. Well done. Yeah, Panorama, BBC, yeah. Vincent, bang on, Paul, thank you very much. So I think what we should do, in response to Channel 4's little effort tonight to take people's livings away from them and to try and intimidate and to bully, in my humble opinion, companies that advertise on YouTube that don't even know where their adverts are going. I think we should repay the compliment to Channel 4 tonight, just as a little test. And I will say that do not spend your money with anyone that advertises with Channel 4. If you see someone advertising with Channel 4, you can probably Google who advertises with Channel 4. Well, let's all stop spending our money with Channel 4 advertisers for the next month, shall we? And see how they like it. Because two can play at that game, Channel 4, and we have far bigger numbers than you. Remember, we are now the people, not you. You are now the marginalised ones. You are the hard left activists posing as journalists, and we know it. You are not fooling us anymore. Yeah, I heard about young Bob being arrested. I don't know. Who's next? B-Mac says, docs Channel 4's so-called journalists. Do you know what? I personally won't do that. I don't agree in doxing people. We must not sink as low as the left. Oh, we got a guest. Hold on a minute. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? You know, if you got your pajamas on?
No, I've changed out my pajamas now.
Did you was on telly earlier on?
I was, yeah, on Channel 4, I believe.
Yep, you certainly was. Have you seen it, Sarah?
Yes, I did. I have seen it, yeah.
What did you make of it?
A load of crap.
Wasn't it just?
Wasn't it just? Yeah. And you know what? It's really funny because the same woman interviewed me at Cheshunt weeks ago.
Right.
And she obviously didn't want to air anything I put because I completely wrapped them up. And yeah, it was unbelievable. So they chose what to put in as per usual, wasn't truthful, and
and they was going after. I don't know if you've caught any of the live streams so far, but you know they've gone after they've gone after people's incomes, and they're going after people that advertise with YouTube. I mean, it's just vile, isn't it? It's dirty.
It is, yeah. You think they've gone after AY in particular. And, you know, I've got to know AY really, really like closely over the last few months because he is there week in, week out at every single event. He's there. And, you know, you don't do this for free. You can't give up your job and just publicise what's going on for nothing. So, yeah, he does earn money from it, but he ain't earning what they're saying he's earning. And I've had people get in touch going, oh, have you seen what he earns? Don't worry. Don't worry, because it's a pack of lies what they're telling anyway.
Yeah. And Sarah, I've always believed that, you know, what other people earn is none of my business anyway. I mean, if someone can earn a good screw from doing something, good luck to them.
Definitely.
You know, good luck to them. I hope everyone, I like to see people get on and earn money. I like to see people do well. What is wrong with that? You know, it's always the left that have this problem with people earning money.
I know.
But I don't know what's wrong with them. But I thought that, you know, there was no balance there, was there again? No balance whatsoever.
Definitely not. Definitely not at all. And it's just so wrong. You know what? I've got to let my dog in. He's barking.
Yeah, go and let him in, yeah. Let's have a little look at some of the chat there while Sarah lets the dog in.
Sorry, he won't shut up otherwise.
No problem at all. Mystic Media is my favourite YouTube channel, England Forevermore. Thank you for that. It's only idiots that buy a TV licence to listen to their rubbish that they spout. Yeah, and I tell you what, there's also a lot of older people out there that still buy a licence because they just don't want the hassle. Yeah, and I get that.
100%.
You know, if you're in your 70s, your 80s, you're on your own, you're widowed or whatever, you don't want men with clipboards knocking on your door telling you they're going to send the bailiffs round. You know, so I get that. I understand.
Well, it's always been, hasn't it? If, you know, there are enforcement officers in your area, they will be visiting. It sounds very like you will be going to jail.
Yeah, it's intimidating. Sarah, have you heard anything more from the police about your thing going on?
Nothing as of yet. You know, anyone in their right mind would have done NFA, but they're not. So they're going to take it to court, which is what I want. I want them to take it to court. So
see how they get on with you. Yeah. Andrew says that AOL was only handed that leaflet. Doesn't mean he promoted it. Yeah, exactly. Look, when you're live, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, look, for instance, I've got Sarah on the screen now. I don't know what she's going to say next. She's live. Yeah. Right. Now, when you're in the street, and that's in a controlled environment, first of all, I know, Sarah, that's probably almost certainly not going to do anything outrageous, but there's only the two of us. Yeah. And I can cut her off if I needed to, but when you're out in the street amongst hundreds of people doing the live stream, the first thing you're actually doing is you're concentrating on the show. You're concentrating on the screen in front of you. And people come up, they say hello, they want a selfie, they're handing you leaflets. Quite honestly, it's like the chat in our show, for example, right now. There's over 2,000 messages. There could be some really bad stuff in there. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's the thing. AY, when I've been talking to him, he's so focusing on what he's filming. I could put anything in front of him and he would go, oh yeah, lovely. Because really, he's trying to see what's going to be good content. So he's constantly watching what's going on in front of him, like any citizen journalist. So to say that he was like looking at this and like, obviously they believe that his beliefs were with this poster or little leaflet he was given. That's ridiculous. We get down Oxford Circus, you get given 50 leaflets. They could be inciting violence. You take them and you chuck them in.
Yeah, that's it. You walk down the road, screw it up and throw it in the bin, don't you? It happens all the time. Yeah, it happens. I mean, I've been given, you know, hard left stuff and I've just taken it and then I've got, and I've screwed it up and thrown it over my shoulder, you know. It's just crazy. But like I said, like the comment that's just come up, they're going after the funding now. They're going after people's, it's all about defunding us.
Yeah.
Kelv, it's not just Channel 4. No, it's not. It's not just Channel 4. We know it's not. Go West says, yeah, let's do it, Paul. I was just suggesting to everyone that if Channel 4 wants to go down that route, then we can all get together and decide to boycott anyone that advertises with Channel 4. See how that ends up for them. We got more viewers than they got, that's for sure.
What the mainstream media need to understand is they're outdated and their time's running out. So they either need to start reporting properly and still pull in a strong viewing platform, or they're going to be defunded. It's only a matter of time. They're not going to be around much longer the way they're carrying on, because as we all know, everyone likes a citizen journalist or platforms like yourself. Yeah. They're not wanted. How many people do you know who actually sit and watch the BBC anymore?
I don't. Sarah, I don't honestly know anyone. I tell you what, Sarah, a couple of things that's just come into my mind. After you appeared on the show the other day, I don't know if you read the comments. You probably did. Did you see how much support you had in the comments? There was a lot of people. I mean, it was really, really nice, wasn't it? I mean, the first question I want to ask you tonight is, what do you plan on, doing your own career on YouTube? Well, I mean, you've agreed to be a regular on this show, but there's a bigger picture, right?
Yeah. So I feel that because I feel I'm quite relatable. I feel I'm a very good spokesperson for people. And as people know that I've obviously promoted the Lola and her family, the struggles that they've gone through. And for your viewers who might not have seen it, Lola was the girl that tragically choked whilst eating and has been left with irreversible brain damage. And funding is being stripped away from her parents at every single turn, and it's awful. And when you think people are coming into this country undocumented, they're coming here illegally, and then they get funding hand over fist. Since I made that speech and touched on Lola's story on Tommy's stage, I had so many families get in touch with me that have got disabled children, and they was all like, please, can you help? What? And I said, what do you want me to do? And they're telling me their stories, and I'm trying to help all of them now. So I kind of think maybe I should do a platform and go down that road of trying to, make everyone see, well, this can't be deemed as racist. I can't be deemed as a Nazi or far right if I'm trying to really protect.
They will.
Of course they will, but they'll look really stupid. So I think that's where I see myself going. I do want to set up my own YouTube. And there's not many women doing it, I don't think.
No,
from what
not
I've
enough.
seen.
Yeah.
And I think that will touch on a lot of hearts, and it will hopefully bring in a good audience. Yeah,
no, definitely. And I'm pleased that we sort of got in early with you, because I think that as time goes by, you'll probably end up branching off on your own, because you won't. I'll be honest, you won't need us anymore. Within a year, you'll probably have a bigger audience than what we've got. The other thing I was going to say is that my views on my channel have not been as good as they were. Now, I thought that it was YouTube playing around with the algorithms, and I do think there is an element to that.
Yeah.
But the other thing I think is, Sarah, which actually, believe it or not, I'm quite pleased about. I think one of the reasons that a lot of us in this space, their views have dropped a little, is because there is now so much choice.
Yes.
there is so much choice. I mean, when I first started talking about politics just under 2 years ago now, there was Maya Tuzi, Jeff Taylor was around, there was one or two others, but there wasn't as many as there are now. There were very few, if any, of the auditors. I know what AB was about, but he was kind of doing something a little bit different. Charlie was around, but he wasn't really doing what he's doing now. But 18 months, 2 years on from that, there's so much choice.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. I think, you know, that's one of the things that I've appealed for all along through my YouTube career is for people to get out there, get their mics out and do it.
Yeah.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, and then you get such a wide spectrum of different stories, because people are going to start, you know, they're going to start looking into what they're actually passionate about. So they're going to report on them things. So you'll have such a wide range of different viewing platforms that I think that's quite good. Instead of being like, you're getting a lot of people that just on the news, it's always very like negative news. There's no positive stuff, where I think if I do what I want to do, it's going to be very positive and you know, doing that good deed. Doing a good deed. And people like to see good deeds.
Like, they absolutely do. Yeah, they absolutely do. Without a doubt. I think your only problem is that you're going to get inundated. And it can very easily take your life over. I mean, there are days when I thought, today is actually, if I'm honest with you, today has been one of those days where I think, can I really do this? I mean, my phone today has just been insane.
Yeah, mine has.
Yeah, and it does get you a little bit. But I think going back to people criticising people's incomes on YouTube, one of the things you'll find with most YouTubers of all different areas, whatever area they're in, whether it be about cars, boats, bikes, stamps, cigars, whatever, they usually start their YouTube channel off and talk about a subject that they're passionate about.
Yeah.
And if they happen to do well at talking about their passion, good bloody luck to them. That's my view. You know, good luck to them. Definitely. But you're going to have to get yourself, you know, you need to get your channel set up, get it monetized, get it running, because there will not be enough hours in the day for you to be doing anything else. That's
what I'm finding at the moment. So I'm doing, obviously I've got my own business, so that's full time. That's 5 days a week. I leave my house at 6 a.m. to go and pick up. I've got a doggy daycare, so I'm picking up all the dogs. But then whilst I'm driving around, I'm talking to different people on the phone, trying to sort stuff out. I've got a team of guys that I've got to go to Lola's family home to move 20 ton of ballast at the weekend.
Oh, blimey.
Trying my best to help them, you know, and so now my life's got, I'm just constantly busy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Kevin, hi, Paul. We met last week with my daughter from Holland. Now, I remember, yes, there was you and your daughter. It's actually not far from where I live. We had a chat outside. Very nice to meet you. I hope you found somewhere nice to live. Let's have a little look at this. Martin, it won't make a difference, Paul. Too many people are tired of their nonsense. Absolutely. And you know, I guess one of the problems, the difference between the left and the right, is that the left will mobilise. If that was the other way round, they'd get like 10,000 emails tomorrow and threats to boycott this, that, and there'd be a protest outside the Channel 4 studios. The other side aren't like that. They're far more relaxed, far more peaceful, far more calm.
Oh, definitely. The left hide under a blanket of peace. They disguise themselves, say that they want peace. However, they don't. They just want to incite violence. And this is the problem. As soon as you have a different of opinion to them, automatically it's like they want to kill you.
It all kicks off. Yeah,
it does. It's crazy. Like you go back to Charlie Kirk. They were glorifying that he died. How can you do that? He's just because he was pro-life, anti-abortion, pro-Christianity. You can't want to kill someone for that, and that's ultimately he paid the ultimate price.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you shouldn't want to kill anyone for any reason whatsoever. And I mean, I was watching, was it Talk TV earlier on? There was a young girl on there that said that all of us, we should all be killed, all of us. And, you know, no repercussions, no, you know, no sort of, no arrests for inciting violence, but apparently we should all be killed.
Yeah. She's a nut job.
Did you see it?
I see a snippet of it.
Yeah, I mean, just unbelievable that people can feel that way.
Absolutely crazy. But then if we was to say something like that, about, you know, if all the great unwashed needed to be topped, I'd have police knocking on my door within 5 minutes. Yeah,
we'd be down the road before our feet touch the ground, wouldn't we? That's for sure. Let me just have a quick look. Hold on 1 second. UK Patriot, join Advance, Sarah, represent Epping, you're a leader.
Thanks, UK Patriot.
Shay Ragnarsson, Sarah White, beloved daughter of England.
It's nice. No, I get such lovely comments on
it. I'll have to do my hair and put some lipstick on, won't I? You know. UK Patriot again, thank you. How come Epping migrant only got 12 months in prison?
If you think it's not 12 months, because straight away he gets half, which is 6 months, and then he's done 2 months on remand, so that's 4. So the most he'll do is 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, I did a little video on it, a little short earlier. I mean, look, for me, the big question here, really, Sarah, is this: is that how much the courts value the safety of our children? Right? Is that what our daughters' lives are potentially worth?
Yeah. I'd like to see what if it was a judge's daughter or Keir Starmer's daughter or, you know, Sadiq Khan's daughter. How would they react?
Yeah. Well,
you know, this wouldn't have happened.
Let's be honest, Sarah. If that was a daughter of a girl from another religion and a white man, an ordinary, you know, if that was someone that had been at the Unite the Kingdom rally on Saturday, what would that sentence have looked like? You know, and
completely different.
It would have been completely different. And as I said, you know, my big problem with that really is what message does that send out to other people that have got that sort of thing on their mind?
Of course,
12 months.
And they said that, you know, he showed no remorse. So what does that send out as well? You know, that what young girls in this country have been born and bred here are to think that men are allowed to commit crimes like that towards them. And also, like you say, what message does it send to men coming into this country that, do what you want?
Well, for them, it's risk versus reward, isn't it? And if they can get away with that 4 or 5 or 6 times and ultimately they end up with 6 months in jail, you know, in a cozy cell with a PlayStation, a colour TV and 3 square meals a day, well, if they're telling the truth about where they've come from and the hardships they're escaping, it's not such a bad break for them, is it?
Of course it's not. And they're protected by the Muslim Brotherhood. You know, in the prisons, that's ultimately who are running the prisons now, male prisons.
Yeah, it's a big problem. It's a big problem. I mean, look, for me, I just want him gone. I want him out of the country.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, he said he was deported.
Get shot. What,
I mean, there's no point even housing him for 2 months in a prison because it's not a prison. It's a luxury accommodation for him. Yeah,
I mean, they just need to out anyone foreign born that is convicted of that sort of offence. Get rid.
Yeah, definitely.
ASAP, 100%. Let me just dive into the chat again. The United State of the United Kingdom. I think Global Insight wants the Americans to come and take over.
I mean, I'd love to see Donald Trump, because actually he could come in here once he's finished that term. There is a possibility he could come over, isn't there, and take control of the UK.
He'd have to
with
be an
his
MP. Yeah,
ancestry.
that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Mm.
I think, God, can you imagine the meltdown that the left would have? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh dear,
It'd
oh
be
Lord,
great, wouldn't it?
that will be something to audit all by itself, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that would just be the ultimate.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm just going through the chat. When there's only two of us, sometimes it's quite hard work, and because I'm trying to speak to me guest, and I'm also trying to look at the comments. That's why having Richard's good, because he just never stops talking.
Yeah. Well, where is Richard?
Do you know what? He's gone missing. I don't know where he is tonight. I think Danny was on the live, but I don't know where Richard is.
Yeah. Well, I said to Danny earlier, I've took his seat, and he's been shafted.
Took his seat. Yeah, Danny's back on the subs bench.
Yeah, he is. Sorry, Danny boy.
You're on the subs bench, Danny.
Apparently, he's after your chair, Paul.
Oh, he's got some going. I think it'll be a while, Sarah, before he takes my chair.
Yeah, no, he won't be taking your chair.
Wayne nicely said about Spanish politics as a guest. Very articulately put. Is that? Yeah, thank you, Wayne. Yeah, I mean, it's none of my business what goes on out here. I'm just a guest.
How is it out there at the moment?
In what? In general?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, Sarah, right? It's a lovely way of life. I mean, you know, I've never ever, I think the longest I've ever been out of the UK before this time, the longest was probably 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I've now been out here since April the 18th. And it's a lovely, lovely place. And do you know what I really like? Do you know what I really, really like? I like the way they look after their kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I go and pick my granddaughter up, in fact, I had a picture sent to me by my son-in-law today. She was one of the last out of the school today, and there's police outside the school every morning and every afternoon. When the kids go to school and when they leave, there are 2 police officers outside the school. And she was late coming out, and they were just about to leave, and one of them got off of his motorbike, came back to the front of the gates to escort my son-in-law and my granddaughter across the road.
Yeah.
And I just think it's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. Why doesn't that happen here? When you've got 500 police officers at Epping, you know, at the flick of a switch, they turn up. But yet that school in Waltham Abbey, there wasn't one police officer turned up. And I called them out on it the other night when they brought in another section 14 and said, if you don't disperse, we're going to all arrest you. I said, funny how you're all here, but you couldn't be at that school. Like, you've got a duty, you swore an oath to protect the people. And at the moment, you're protecting illegal migrants. You don't care about children in this country.
Well, you know, funny. There are 3 types of police in Spain. You've got the local police, you have the national police, and you have the Guardia Civil. And the Guardia Civil are next, almost like military. They're one down from the military. And there was a Guardia Civil car sitting next to me yesterday in traffic, and I was just in a bit of a daydream reading in Guardia Civil, and then I actually realised what it said. Civil Guard. Guardia Civil says civil guard. They are there to guard the civilians. I just don't feel like that at home. I don't feel the police are there to look after us anymore. You know, there are many that do, and you know, many do a very good job. I've got friends in the police, and they're bloody good. They're nice people.
But do you find that there are a certain generation of police officers? So, like, I've got friends that are in the police, but they have been in the police force for a very long time. They're coming up for retirement, or they may have just retired, and they are very old school police. Where now it's very woke, you know, and they follow one narrative. So they're all right arresting myself or someone who looks
Sorry,
like
Sarah. Sorry, me laughing. Right, hold on a minute. I'm gonna hold up. The subs bench has just turned up. Hello, Danny. You all right, Dan? I can't hear you, mate. Bloody amateurs! Look, we can't hear you, Danny.
He's an amateur.
Yeah, hold on. Look, 1 second. Look.
Don't start. I've got a bone to pick with you, mate.
That's what you bring on the sub, and he starts playing up before he's even got on. Look, what's wrong? What's the bone?
I'm so ill.
So what are you doing the
how are
evening?
you?
Go to
You're
bed.
right.
Sarah, you're all right? Yeah, not bad. What?
Go to bed if you're ill.
Right, listen, I've got a bone to pick with you. I advertised
Go
my
on.
live hours ago.
but
And you
I
go
didn't
live.
know, Danny.
Don't give me.
I didn't
You got
know.
to sub to the channel, mate.
Yeah, but he's a busy man,
Yeah,
Danny.
don't give me none of
Calm
that.
down, mate.
I've spent a lot of time with him down the road, right? And he ain't a busy man, let me tell you that.
Oh, I am, yeah. No, seriously, Danny, I am subbed to you. Of course I'm subbed. I didn't get any notifications. I never do.
It's because it's a rubbish channel, to be fair.
Well,
I've
what was you
told
talking
everyone to
about
come
tonight?
over and watch, so you would have gone up by about 3 people.
Have you just finished then? Have you been rabbiting on all this time?
I have, mate. I feel rough as hell.
Yeah, you look it, to be fair, mate. Yeah.
Put the violin out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know, I was reading in the paper yesterday, Danny, they can do head transplants now.
Head or hair?
Head.
I don't fancy a new head.
Whole head.
I don't really fancy a new head. I'm quite happy with my head. I just don't. I need a hair transplant.
I'm going to give it another couple of years. I might
Phil
go
Mitchell
for one.
look.
A full
Sorry,
head.
I've come in and absolutely dive bombed your show, haven't I? I don't know what it's about or anything.
No,
know
I
it was about
don't
Channel 5
mind, mate. I
or
don't
Channel
mind.
4.
No, Channel 4 we've been talking about, but we've sort of gone a bit past that now. We've been talking about other things. But, yeah, I mean, you're always welcome to come in and, make a complete cock up of things.
Drop
there.
in.
Yeah, just drop in.
Just drop in.
It's like when you're putting your feet up to watch the telly and someone knocks at the door and you go, oh, God. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm like.
We was talking about the police in Spain here and that, and how I find them to be just so much more on it, really, Dan.
They all look like they can have it, don't they?
They do.
Do you know what I mean? They'll sit there. It's like yeah, probably, to be fair. But it's like I box with a lot of police, so they're always looking after themselves. They're still fighting, and I was with one of the old, my police friends a couple of days ago, and we're arranging to have a little spar up because I've got to try and get back down there again. But yeah, they always look like they can have a punch up. But it's rare that you can punch a police officer in Spain in the face and get away with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend trying. I'll tell you what, they nicked something. We was out. I'll tell you where we was, Danny. You know that Cafe India where we ate?
Oh yeah.
Me and my wife was in there the other night. I think it was Friday night, and they was on one down there. They were on a drug a mission. Like they had a load of the Brits up there, up on the wall, searching them, and they got a couple. Boy, oh boy, mate, they had them on the floor in the back of a van, gone.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, when I left you, the other day, Paul, they pulled me on the way through. As I drove out of Benidorm, they pulled me over. They just checked me document and that was it. That was fine. But
Is that the same night? Is that the same night I got pulled?
No, it was the following day, weren't it? Because I was still stayed in Benidorm that night, and there was a guy standing there with some spikes.
Right.
So if anyone didn't stop, they would chuck that across the road and it'd do their tyres. They're not messing about here, mate.
There's a little tip there, Sarah. If you ever come to this part of Spain, do not mess around with the old bill. I tell you.
I've always. My dad used to live in Spain, and I was told don't ever mess with the police.
Yeah,
that's what
they don't put up with it. Over here, they're useless, aren't they? Out there.
Well, by comparison, I mean it's funny because you see a lot of lads come here, and it might be there. Hello, the batteries run out on me. I'm going to be in the dark now. My batteries run out on me.
That's a bit better, isn't it? That's a bit better.
Can't
cheers.
see him anyway. How dark he is.
Yeah, I know. You've been sitting in the sun, haven't you? You've been sitting in the sun.
You get the lads come over from Barnsley for the weekend. There's about 8 of them, and it's their first trip abroad or whatever, and they think they're going to take the piss, and then all of a sudden the police are on them for whatever, and it's like a different story. This is not home, right?
Yeah.
You better get that.
Yeah, you get treated very differently. But I've found that the police, every time that I've had any dealings with the police here, they are fantastic. And they don't go around pulling flags down, mate, I can tell you that.
No, they're proud of their flag, aren't they?
And they just, and that's strange.
So,
and that's strange. That
funny how every other country is proud of their national flag.
Isn't it exactly that?
Yeah.
And so they should be, you know, I mean, that is part of what we all, you know, what we are.
Yeah.
Just going into some of the chat there. I'm going to have a look, see what AY Audits myself had to say about that tonight on his channel. What was the name of the program? It was, I don't know, if you go on YouTube, just type in Channel 4, go to their latest video and it's up there.
Yeah. It was, what was it? I had it on here.
Was it broadcast tonight, Paul?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Dave Lilly, thank you for that, Dave. This is going to, if you didn't see my video from earlier, this won't mean a lot to you, but Dave says, I looked on a ballistic calculator app and a 180 grain bullet at 1,000 feet per second subsonic would have been 400 foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle and only 50 foot-pounds at 200 yards. Also a trajectory like a banana. Yeah, Dave, that is my theory. I'm going to put money on this, right? Or, you know, in theory, and not really, but I'm going to put money on it that the bullet that killed Charlie was a subsonic round.
Yeah.
It's the only explanation I can think of. Otherwise, it just really doesn't make any sense.
That was definitely, was it high caliber, high velocity? Like,
well, it's a big caliber. It's a big bullet.
It was. You could hear it.
Mm.
It weren't just, and that weren't a normal shot.
No, it was definitely.
You've got to have been trained for that.
You know what, Sarah? You have and you haven't. I'll tell you something. With a good scope, I don't know if you've ever used guns at all, but with a good scope, with an hour's practice, you could make that shot.
Mm.
You really could.
But you got to take into account the wind. Like,
yeah,
I shoot regularly.
What do you shoot? Shotguns or air rifle? Shotguns, right? Yeah. The apparently the wind on that day was the conditions were quite still, so they were favourable for the shooter. Unfortunately, Ice Kitty says I couldn't watch it tonight. I knew it would wind me up with their BS. Do you know what? You got to laugh at them, really. That's how desperate they are getting, and they are getting pretty desperate.
Have you seen it, Paul? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I've seen it, Dan. I mean, you know, what they've done is they've done a bit of an hatchet job, made everyone on it look like a bit of a pillock and a racist, and then at the end of it, they've gone after their living and the sponsors, you know, so
they didn't even know AY's name. I mean, that's how much research they've done, because I don't know if you've seen AY's live feed from the other night when they come to interview him, because they only interviewed him the day before that they released this. So it was, yesterday or the day before. And they come up and called him, who's the one who just got banned, who got found out for being a paedophile? Is it AJ? AJ Audit?
I'm getting them a bit mixed up because a few of them watch our channels, don't they?
Yeah. There's. I mean, look. I never listen. I never listen to any rumours. I always wait and see some evidence for myself. But I thought they mentioned his name during. I don't know.
No, they did. But when they come to interview him outside the Bell Hotel, they come up to him and he did get insulted because he went, "Why are you doxing me? Because you're going to tell everybody my real name. I go under the alias of AY for certain reasons, and then you're insulting me by calling me by another citizen journalist who has been found guilty for certain crimes. Please," and he said, "Don't do that." So how much research did they actually do on him? Like, if you're going to interview someone and do this documentary, you should at least know the facts. But they're not.
They're not really interested. I was going to say they're not really interested in facts. They're interested in their agenda, and that is pretty much it. And you know, they know what they're going to do. It's all planned beforehand, and that's what they do. And that's what Panorama planned to do with Tommy, but Tommy was 2 steps ahead of them.
Yeah. But if, like I said to you earlier, hence the reason they cut out everything that I had said to them, because it didn't fit into their narrative. You know, it would have made them look really stupid if they'd put on what they interviewed me about.
Yeah, absolutely. Danny, we got another guest coming over to see us, I think around late October. Let me just check my phone a minute and I'll tell you.
I'll be about, mate. I'm not going.
Yeah, if you can come around, I better not say how it is over the phone, just in case they don't want me to. But yeah, if you can get down, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up tonight, because we've been on for 1 hour and 25 minutes, people would be sick of the bloody sight of me today. I think that's 3 videos I've done. What we're gonna watch? What am I gonna watch when I go to bed tonight? What have I been watching lately? I've been watching Steptoe and Son again. I'm hooked on Steptoe and Son.
Love Steptoe.
Love a bit of Steptoe. What else am I going to watch? I'm going to watch. I don't know. What are you going to watch tonight, Danny? Are you going to go to bed straight to sleep?
I'm going to try and sweat this out and take a bit more medication and stuff. But I'll probably watch that Channel 4 thing because I've not seen it. But series-wise, I've been watching a little bit of the original Miami Vice again. I think it's quite cool. Yeah, it's been quite good. Terrible acting, really, but yeah, it was good at the time.
It's amazing how years ago stuff we thought looked really good, and then you play it now and you're like, oh, that was shocking.
Did I actually watch that? Yeah. You know, exactly that. Exactly.
Sarah, what do you when do you watch TV in bed? Do you tend to just turn the light out and go to sleep, or what do you do?
Well, at the moment, I tend to be on social media and replying to everyone. I'm at that stage. Right. I went from obviously 68 followers to 15,000. So, and I was like, oh God, as I said the other day, I don't really do social media. And I feel obliged to trying to message everyone back.
I do the same.
Yeah, so I've been doing that. But obviously, when I found out we was coming on live, I got out of my pajamas, and this is definitely not a colour to be wearing with this background because I look like one. I need to have a few sunbeds and look like Paul.
You'll need quite a few.
Yeah.
To look like that.
Ronsill, I think.
Yeah.
Ronsill, does what it says on the tin, splash it all over, what was I going to say? I've lost me train of thought now. Yeah, watching. Yeah, I know. I tell you, that's what I was going to say. I'll tell you what, Sarah, that is so like me. When I get people message me, I feel so obliged to answer them. But here's the thing, and hopefully everyone. I mean, I get roughly. It varies, but I will say on average, I get about 500 emails a day, right? Yeah. Every day.
Yeah.
Now, I would say probably half of them are fairly long. You know, they're like, this is a problem I'm having. Can you answer this? And unfortunately, you just can't do it. You have to harden up to the fact where I have an auto response on that says, thank you so much for emailing me. I really appreciate it. I'll do my best to read it, but I'm not going to be able to reply because even if there was 50 hours in a day, at the end of that 50 hours, you'd still be answering emails.
Yeah, it's not possible.
It's not possible.
No.
And I hate it. I absolutely hate seeing emails that I'm just not going to be able to have time to read, let alone respond to. And it is the worst part of this because if someone has taken the time to write to me, I want to pay them the respect of writing back. But unfortunately, you might as well be asking me to fly to the moon. I can't do it.
No, it's quite sweet because obviously I'm at a point where I can reply to near enough everybody because I'm growing at the moment. So I'm still at that stage.
What media is that? What media are you?
That's on X.
Okay.
That's on X. So and Instagram as well. But X is the one that I've really got my following's gone up since I got arrested. It's amazing what getting arrested does. But the people go to me, oh my God, you've replied. I can't believe it. Wait till I tell my mum. And I have quite a lot of men going, any chance we can have a drink? And I'm like, I don't think so. And then they're I'm getting all of that. That one guy said the other day, oh my God, I love you. And I was like, didn't get a chance to reply. And he was like, sorry, I hope that didn't come across creepy. I was like, no, not at all. And he was like, oh, okay, can we go for a drink then?
Oh dear. No, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's going to be a big curve for you. It's going to change your life. And, you know, in some ways for the better, in some ways for the worst. It's one of the best things and the worst things I've ever done. I mean, I feel rewarded because it's like a relief to be able to speak your mind. But then the hassle that comes with it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the part that's not so enjoyable.
Yeah, of course.
And I've got to say, it's like I'll tell you what I've been watching. You know, Fred that minds Charlie Veach. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, Sarah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark my words. Watch this, right? I would say at the moment he's probably one of the most popular guys on YouTube. Very popular. People love him. You know, nobody's got a bad word to say about him. They'll turn. You watch. Something will happen.
Watch himself as well, Paul.
Yeah, something will happen, and they will turn on him.
Because someone will turn up that can have a row, and they'll think it's a bit of a challenge or a test.
Yeah,
and that is where it's going to go.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about him, if I'm honest.
Horribly wrong.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm a little bit worried,
standing with you and standing behind you or whatever, but don't make it an issue for them.
It's got to the point with Fred where he needs a minder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs someone to have his back.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit worried about him because he seems a really, really nice bloke. I like him a lot. And I'm just worried a little bit that people get jealous about people being popular. And the more popular he becomes, the quicker a certain element will turn against him.
Yeah. And then he becomes a target.
You know, nobody used to bother about my channel. Never used to get any grief. All of a sudden, when some of my videos started hitting 400,000 or 500,000 views, bang, then it started coming. You know, the hate and it's what it is. That's social media. You can either handle it or you can't.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately some people just naturally they like to hate on people.
Yeah,
and that's what we see with the left.
Yeah,
you know, they just want to hate. They've got such anger and venom inside them that they don't even know most of the time why they're being so venomous.
Yeah. And as I said the other day, I mean, I believe that I've always believed that hatred and people, especially when they hold a grudge or a vendetta against someone, what they're actually doing is they're wasting their own energy. Because the person they hold the grudge, the person that they hold the grudge against, doesn't even know they hold that grudge. You're not in their head. You know what I mean? It's the other way around.
Yeah.
That person is living in your head. You're not living in theirs.
You're living in their head rent free, isn't it?
Yeah.
Apparently, Sadiq Khan said that about Donald Trump. He's living in Donald Trump's head rent free.
Yeah,
I'm sure Donald's got better things to worry about than
no one on their right mind likes Sadiq Khan. He's a vile, disgusting little being.
Yeah, can't stand the fella. I can't wait for someone to, you know, when is the? I think is it next year? There's mayoral. Is it next year? There's a mayoral election.
2028, the mayoral election. So, and Middleton's obviously running for it.
Yeah.
But he's going to start campaigning from next year, I believe, to really hit hard.
Can't wait. So look, I'd love to see Ant as London Mayor.
I met him. He was so nice. Such a genuine, lovely guy, like family orientated, just very passionate about the country and restoring, you know, British values.
Yeah, that's why I don't know where Richard's gone, Danny. He's been blanking me. I spoke to him this afternoon about 3 or 4 o'clock, and then he's gone missing. So
Okay.
maybe he's been whisked away.
Well,
Maybe he's in the. They're coming for everyone at that at the moment. They're having a right old go. I will clarify one thing before we finish up tonight. I made a little short earlier on. I'm looking very lazy laying back there, and I like that. I'm ready for bed here. I said that Katie Hopkins had been arrested. I was actually incorrect. She hasn't been arrested. She's been for a voluntary interview, and Katie said that she's waiting to be charged. I made a mistake, and I made a mistake on the back of reading other reports that she had been arrested. I should have checked the facts. That's part of being a YouTuber, making a mistake here and there. But just want to put that one out there. She hasn't been arrested. She went for a voluntary interview, and she is now saying that she's waiting to be charged. So that would mean being arrested. Excuse me, I guess. Anything before I go, Danny? Any news for us?
No, mate. No. My live tonight was absolutely dismal because she was on taking all of the views, mate. Dismal.
Oh, Danny, I apologise.
I'm going to make you regret that now.
He's going to get me back for that one. Danny, next time you're going live, just send me a message and say I'm going live at 8 o'clock.
All right, I will do.
Yeah, let me know, and I promise you I won't do it again. So sorry about that, mate. You know I wouldn't do that to you.
Oh, I'm joking.
Well, we've got next week the Pink Ladies protest. Myself and my friend Ola have organised it outside Parliament Square next Wednesday. So 10 a.m. It's a movement led by women, supported by men. So if anyone wants to come along, they're more than welcome.
Who's live streaming that, do you know?
I believe AY will be there.
Right.
And Gauchi will be there. Young Reggie will be there. He's Reggie boy. He's right Reg, not left. Reggie's not right, not left, or something.
Okay.
How terrible.
Well, stay in touch. Let us know, because ultimately, we'll give it as much PR as we can so that people can see it. And if any of the guys that are going down there want to stream it, let me know, and I'll maybe even put it up on the channel, whatever. But yeah, good luck with that one.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Brilliant. Well done. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. We've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. I think I'm ready to hit the sack. I think I'm knackered tonight.
I bet
Yeah,
you are with three things on today. Yeah, I bet you are.
3 things.
You say you've done 3 videos today.
Oh yeah, I've done. Yeah. 3 videos today. I must be boring everyone bloody mad. Right, Danny, thanks for coming on late and spreading your cold around.
Yes, I hope you got that, Paul.
Appreciate that.
I'll teach you to go live the same time as me.
I bet So's well pleased. I bet she's chucked you out.
She's sleeping with Carter, mate, tonight. She's
I knew it.
With me. As soon as I go upstairs, that bedroom will be empty. I'll be it'll be lovely.
That's it, mate. Sarah, thanks so much for hopping on. Really appreciate the late costume change.
Nice to see you, Sarah.
And you.
Brilliant. Thank you, gang. Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a lovely week. And as we build up to the weekend, brilliant. What more could you ask for? It is now Thursday here. So that there is such a thing as time travel. You're still on Wednesday and I'm on Thursday.
Yes.
Right. Let me play the outro. Have a good one, everyone. See you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.